here with Bryan Haynes, the race car driver and owner of Mardon PC. Bryan, talk us about your other adventures besides, racing up at Oswego.
Yeah, so obviously we're sitting here in front of the gearbox driving experience. We're getting it ready right now. I've got my nephews, they're sitting over here off camera. They've been helping me the last couple of days do some updates to this thing, some maintenance to it, to get it ready to go up to Dirt Week at Oswego Speedway. So instead of being up there as a race car driver, I get to be up there as a fan and a business owner of Mardon PC, and get to spend time with all the race fans, other fellow drivers, the dirt drivers. Get to see a lot of them that I don't get to see throughout the summer months because they're off doing their thing and we're doing ours. So it'll be a lot of fun to be up there doing the sim stuff.
Talk us about the Mardon though, of just like getting a new PC going, and like I know you try to do racing sim stuff, but like it's useful for other things besides just racing sims, right?
Yeah, so Mardon PC, the PC actually stands for performance computing. So it's all things computer performance computing related. But we build computers for obviously our sim rigs and other sim drivers. We build a lot of high-end desktop units used for engineering, CAD design, videography, photography, video or photo editing. All the things that you need a high-end computer to do, we build custom computers for that. But obviously with what we have sitting behind me is our focus on simulation, and not just racing simulation, but automotive simulation in general, flight simulation. The last 5 years has seen an explosion on the type of equipment that's available out there. Obviously we're heavily invested and utilize a lot of Moses products, but there's a lot of great companies out there that build racing peripherals, automotive and aircraft simulator peripherals that we've utilized.
So why the preference to Moza?
Yeah, so Moza they jumped on the scene a few years ago, and their value to performance is astronomical. The dollar that you spend gets you a lot of performance. Especially on the computer side, I've long said to folks, there's a point where there's diminishing returns for your dollars. You can buy a $5,000 computer, but I can probably build you a computer for maybe half that does all the same things. You end up paying for nice to haves versus things that you need to have that are actual performance enhancements. It's the same thing as race cars. There's a lot of pretty stuff that you can put on race cars. I'm looking at a brand new Bicknell chassis that's right behind you right now, and it's a beautiful race car. No doubt it's going to be fast one day, but you don't need the top of the line all the time and pay top dollar to achieve top of the line performance.
To touch base on what Bryan was talking about, we're here at Weed Sport because this is where this lives, and behind us is a HBR chassis. So. And with that being said, I do want to start plugging this. Gonna start doing my own YouTube channel here, guys. So if you don't mind liking, subscribing, commenting, all that stuff, it'll help grow the channel and help steer me in a direction on where I need to take it. With all that being said, the easiest ways to kind of contact you with what you need to get for what you're trying to do, whether it's racing or photography, and then you can just build it to spec. So there isn't necessarily, you can find a price range really is where you want to be with it potentially for your PC that you're trying to build.
Yeah, I mean, you can always go out to mardonpc.com, check out some of our pre-configured. We don't do pre-built, so anything you see there is going to be custom built for you when you order. The best thing though that you can do is to reach out to me directly. You can access the support at mardonpc.com email on the website. You can email me directly at bhaynes@mardonpc.com, and we can have a conversation. I enjoy working one-on-one with my customers and potential customers versus just being another e-commerce site. That's not really how I like to operate. I like to get to know my customers, understand their use case, and find them and build them the best computer, the best sim rig that's going to meet their needs now and that they can grow. All of our sim rigs, all of our chassis, everything is upgradable, and we encourage upgrades through us. And we can do trade-ins, trade in some of your equipment to put it towards new equipment, and that way we keep you in as a customer, and we continue to grow along with you. So that's something that I've really tried to do with all of our products, our simulators. I mean, the simulators that you see behind me, while they are inside of a Bicknell dirt modified chassis, the actual sim rig chassis is just like the sim rig chassis that you would buy from us, that you would use at home. The computers, there's nothing extra special that we've done to these, and that should be a testament to their durability. Each of these computers have been on this trailer for over a year. They've been drug all over the East Coast.
I would say the Northeast, right?
Yeah, the Midwest. They've gone all over the place. They've been in all sorts of different weather conditions outside. They've been inside. Obviously, you can see we still have to clean it up before Dirt Week starting tomorrow. But everything that you see here is what you can buy as a customer, and it's going to last. There's no way that our customers are going to be harder on their equipment that's going to be stationary at their house than this is bouncing down the road at 70, 75 miles an hour, and then being set up and torn back down and going back on the road.
I would say, and then you've got all the race fans of various walks of life and sizes, and if it's something that you're not necessarily used to, you might you don't, I don't want to say not take care of it, but like you could drop into it a little bit or be a little bit more rough with it without being aware. So it's definitely a testament to how good the Moza product is, with the fact that they've probably seen a crazy amount of hours and various people using it.
The computer, actually, our oldest computer that has gone on the road continuously since 2022 is actually now my nephew Trevor's computer. I think he's probably just hearing about this for the first time, but that computer has gone on the road with us everywhere. It has been on the floor, it has had snow, dirt, mud, everything kicked into it, and it still runs. And it runs extremely great. So we focus on the durability, the value of our products versus the competitors, and also the personal relationship that I like to build with our customers. Many of our customers continually come back to us to upgrade their current equipment, or they have new ideas. I have a customer down in Tennessee that he's building a mini sports complex, a virtual sports complex, so I've helped him with his golf simulator and some of the other things that he's doing down there, and that's just the type of work that we enjoy doing for our customers.
Man, I know you and I have talked about this stuff off camera a lot. I didn't realize that you could use that stuff for golf simulators. I guess that makes sense. There's tons of different applications that you could be using these PCs for, just besides, gaming or work or whatever. So
yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff that we can do, and we also still do a lot of the traditional IT and cybersecurity work. DCR Performance, Doug Rayum, who builds a lot of the dirt modified bodies for everybody in the area, he's actually helped out with some of our sim stuff and helping us develop some of our custom fixtures and products that go onto our sim rigs. And then we also do work for him, his computers. We've set up the new networking inside of his shop over there. Beautiful shop. He's done a great job with all of his machinery over there. So we're just helping him to elevate his efficiency in the production of all of his components that these race car drivers and teams need. And so that he can spend more time doing the stuff that makes him money, which is building parts. So we definitely encourage customers that either are small businesses or even part of large businesses and enterprises that are interested in having a consult for enterprise level IT and cybersecurity services. My background being military, as well as being a former CIO, I get it. I understand how enterprise IT operates. I've done it. I've been doing it for 20-something years. So, we encourage our customers or potential customers that are interested in that type of work to reach out to us as well.
So going back to you being a race car driver, and wadding a race car up being pretty expensive, and then the fact that you could potentially build one of these for, a couple G's, if not upwards to the sky's the limit. How beneficiary is, the using iRacing as a tool to try and get better at the track. I mean, we've got several tracks in the area that have gotten scanned. Our home track is Oswego Speedway, finally got on about this time last year on iRacing. Weedsport's been on for a few years now. Various other tracks around the area, worldwide, famous tracks. Talk us through how valuable that is to, be able to, oh, whoops, I wadded the virtual car up. Let's hit the reset button and try again.
Yeah, it's extremely valuable. I think sometimes people are underwhelmed when they build their own simulator, that it doesn't, especially if they've driven a race car and they say, oh, it doesn't feel like the real thing. There's reasons for that, right? Subpar equipment, not configured correctly, but it's not going to be exactly the same. When you're practicing for baseball, basketball, you're not simulating a real game experience unless you're doing a scrimmage, right? And even that is not 100% because the coach is constantly shifting players out, only getting a couple of minutes with his core five if you're on basketball to see how they operate together. And if they do, they get them off the court. They don't run a full game, right? Because there's no value in it for them potentially risking injury. With the simulators, you have the opportunity to try different things, wreck, pull into the pits, make adjustments. It's familiarity, it's muscle memory, and it's creating all of those things or trying to work through other bad habits. A few weeks ago, we raced at Evans Mills, talked to you up there. Prior to me going there, I had only been there once before, and I didn't do real great. I didn't figure the track out until probably halfway through the feature, and that was 6 years ago. So I took the time to get on my simulator with a buddy of mine, Kyle Reuter, who he drove my car the last time that I went up there in 21. And so I was just a car owner, let him drive, and he did outstanding. Finished fourth. So I needed to learn from him. So he picked Langley Speedway, which is the closest to Evans Mills in there. We put the SK mods in, put our setups in there, and we went out there. And all I was looking to do was create consistency, to get into a groove, and to do that quickly. I was able to do that. We went up to Evans Mills first practice. We're top 5. So it makes a huge difference. My nephew, who's again sitting over here off screen, has had a lot of time on the simulator prior to his rookie year, and no doubt that, Trev, it helped you, right? Yeah. It helped him get acclimated, understand where things are at Oswego, where you go on the track, how you come off with cars on the track, because you can use AI mode, or you can be in an open race, or an official race, or a hosted race. So you get to start picking up on those things. You develop the muscle memory in your feet for your pedals. You develop the muscle memory in your hands, and then you start going through your race procedure, the things that you do on restarts, clearing the engine out, making sure that you're holding the brake while you're throttling up before you come to green. All of those different things that you can practice there that you don't have time to go to the actual track to do, or it costs a lot of money and you got to prepare the car. So tons of value there, and there's a lot of different ways to extract value out of utilizing these simulators.
Going back to what you were saying about, getting the lines and picking points and everything, they do such a great job on iRacing. I mean, it's never going to be perfect, but darn is it pretty flipping close to being perfect. Especially with Oswego changing every year after Dirt Week, just because of how it gets used up. So, they scanned it, in 23, 24, something like that, I would guess, for Oswego. So track's probably changed a little bit or gotten a little bit more love or dips, but it's got to be pretty close. And, that's that's great to be able to get that experience without having to go up there or go up on a Friday night, or, something goes wrong and then you're spending, as people have known, I've been pretty dedicated to Oswego for the past 3 years for media. I've talked to a lot of these guys, anytime they hit the foam wall, it's a good G or two, if not more, when you start buying the front end equipment. So, there's a PC that can help you out a little bit on getting more reference points. So,
Yeah, it's all about repetition. I did over 1,000 laps before I ever sat in an SBS again this year. I took a whole year off. I hadn't been in a car in probably over a year and a half, and it just helped me recreate those good habits. And then on the setup side, we were able to do a lot of stuff to the point where once we got the mechanical stuff figured out with the car, we started showing tremendous speed up there. And we didn't make any changes to the setup, hardly any at all. Minor things at the track when we weren't chasing mechanical issues, and we were just consistently fast. And that is a testament to the quality of service with iRacing and other simulators. So, but before we conclude it, the other thing I want to talk about is our kart sim. A few people have seen it already. We debuted it here at World of Outlaws right here at Weedsport Speedway. This will be the first time that it's up at Dirt Week. My nephew Trevor helped me finish putting that together, and it's going to suck because he's going to be in school all week, so I got to figure out how I run it up there for Dirt Week. But it's such a cool simulator. Anybody that's ever driven any type of go-kart, not even just a race car, any type of go-kart, is going to look at this thing and just really be impressed because you really get that experience of racing in a go-kart. There's some other sim titles that we're going to work with on it that have some really cool features to it that I think if we expand the kart sim side of this with the gearbox, it's going to make it even more fun for our fans that come and utilize them.
so you talk about like a different game then at that point, or
Different simulator software that can give folks a different experience that may not be well equipped to handle the race karts. We can actually utilize rental karts that they would normally see at a venue, anywhere in their community. And we can do that and then do group races that we can do with a greater fidelity than we can on the larger simulators.
so kind of like IndyCar or like pole position, or down at oh my gosh, yeah, all those go-karting places, stuff like that, pretty much.
K1, RPM, all of those, we can simulate those experiences with the simulators.
So that normally sits on this rig right behind where Bryan is. He's, like he said, he has the one. It was a pretty cool feature during the World of Outlaws race. I didn't get to try it out, but it looked pretty awesome. Pretty much like he's saying, just a go-kart chassis with a PC strapped to it. And what track were you running on that? Because
we ran a couple of overseas tracks. Trevor, do you remember what tracks we were running? They're somewhere over in England, I believe.
I want to say like, okay.
The kart sim titles across the board are not. They don't have ovals, and they don't have very many U.S. tracks. We're going to hopefully leverage some of our connections here with Weedsport, Mohawk Northeast to see if we can get a oval track developed for the folks in this area, because the kart sim is modeled after a slack kart, and huge shout out to those folks over there. They really helped me out when I was developing that and making sure that I had all the right components to give it the right visual aesthetic. The wheels, the hubs, the body work, everything. And it was fun to send them some of the pictures of the finished product and get their response back.
So that almost sounds like that could go. I know iRacing is now messing around with the console titles for NASCAR. That almost seems like that'd be kind of a cool tie-in to give it that old school feel like Dirt to Daytona. Maybe you work on like a dirt kart oval kind of deal, and then keep working your way up the ranks, kind of maybe.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of opportunities for that. You look at what Justin Marks, owner of Trackhouse Racing, has done with the GoPro Raceway down there in North Carolina.
That's pretty massive down there, isn't it?
It is. I haven't had the chance to go. Last time I was down there and I was supposed to go. It rained, so we didn't go over there. But NASCAR teams use it regularly. The kids of NASCAR drivers are utilizing it to train over there. So there's a lot of goodness going on there, and there's a strong kart scene across the entire country. But we have yet to really capture that in the sim world. So hopefully there's some opportunities there on the horizon for the development houses that produce the software, but then also for folks like us that build the technology to support those sim titles.
Touching base on that of other tracks and whatnot, another good one that would be good or would be nice to get scanned would be Lafayette Motorsports Park there down in Lafayette. That's been one that's been in the area for quite a long time and a staple to the area, I think, for a road course go-kart track. So
yeah, I talked to those guys in March at the Syracuse show, and I hope that we'll spin in each other's orbit at some point, because I think that there's a lot of opportunity there for not just their track and what they're doing, for the community and the racing community, but the general community and down there, but also with the simulators, like you said, also potentially getting that track scanned, but how we can leverage simulators to support their endeavors as well. So yeah, really cool guys. Had a lot of fun hanging out with them in March. That's the beauty of when winter show season starts with this thing, is it's fun to go out and to see all the fans utilizing the simulators, but it's a lot of fun to talk to other tracks, other promotions, other entities that see the value in sim, that are just trying to figure out a way to utilize the simulators to support their business endeavors.
ideally, if somebody, I mean, besides reaching out, like, what do you think a rough footprint would be that you would want for like like if somebody were to like, some track comes up, hey, I want to build one for my track. I don't necessarily want to take it on the road like the Gearbox one. What are we talking about a layout? Maybe like a 15 by 15, 10 by 10, something like that maybe?
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on the number of simulators and the type of multimedia support that you want in your venue. So, we're equipped to be able to do, brick and mortar type stuff. Obviously, the mobile units, which is something that I'm really trying to push forward on, is doing more mobile units like this. Not just racing related, but automotive, CDL training, flight sim. There's a lot of potential use cases for having not just the simulators, but having them mobile. And it can be advantageous for entrepreneurs that see the value in the sim that want to go out and make money. So those are things that we're currently in the process of exploring with potential partners and investors. So stay tuned. There's probably going to be more to discuss on that.
Well, I know you're trying to get wrapped up and head up to Oswego for, using this and promoting your PC company and getting people having fun on the simulator. So we'll try and wrap this up here shortly, because we'll touch base again over the next week. Is there anything else you want to pepper in or add?
No, it's it's going to be great being up there for Dirt Week. It's always a lot of fun. Really love seeing the fans, seeing my fellow competitors, seeing the dirt drivers out there doing their thing. A ton of respect for them and their discipline. I've never raced dirt, but I enjoy watching it. I enjoy supporting my friends that are doing it. Big shout out to my nephews for helping me the past couple of days. Trevor for all the work that he's put in this summer on the simulators. you know, he's still a teenager. He wants to do teenager things, but you know, it's cool that he still likes to hang out with his uncle a little bit and do this. So big thanks to them. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to getting up there. And you know, probably by the time this gets out there, Dirt Week will be over. But we'll try and get this out there. And so if we do, come and see us. Come hang out, get some cool free swag. Meet the girls. Lucky and Victoria, they're gonna be hanging out all week. Come get your picture taken with them. Come and talk to all of us, and yeah, and everybody enjoy Dirt Week.
So with you touching base that you've never been in a dirt car, somebody said that they had a helmet ride, would you be interested?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a racer, and racers never turn up an opportunity to get behind the wheel. There's a few out there that do. Jimmy Costarellos is one that comes to mind. So when you see this, Jimmy, I thought you were a racer, man.
Thank you for your time, Bryan.
Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it.